So, welcome to the first installment of Wellness Wednesday. I want this to be a space where you can possibly have a shift in perspective. I want to share an idea with you, and then from that idea, we're going to do an exercise to hopefully help you to experience more of what you want in your life. Hey, Cindy, who else we got up in here? Let me see. Thank you all for coming, BT Dubs. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is feelings, emotional intelligence. So, as I see it, we're all chasing a feeling, right? That impacts absolutely everything in our lives. It impacts how we show up for ourselves, how we show up in our relationships, whether they're our family, our friends, romantic partners. It shows up in our relationship with money. Feelings show up in the job that we have in order to earn that money. And a lot of those feelings center on wanting approval, wanting happiness, wanting freedom, wanting security, wanting to be important. And a lot of times we are pursuing those feelings outside of ourselves. We're pursuing those feelings by going after, like I said, the job, going after more money, going after romantic partners or friends that we feel we can trust and all that stuff. And also in our family relationships, some people, don't have the approval from their parents, and they seek that either from their parents and constantly like disappointed, or, from other places. So a lot of the focus is on not experiencing the feeling that you would like to experience. And what that looks like is I don't have enough. I don't have a close enough relationship with whomever, friends, family, romantic partner. I don't have enough money. The job that I have isn't satisfying. So in experiencing that lack, it is a bit of a meditation. They are the constant thoughts. A lot of people say like there are a certain amount of thoughts that we experience every day, all the time. We don't have new thoughts. And so with those thoughts cycling around, like we just feel bad, right? It's hard to trust yourself. It's hard to be confident. It's hard to step out into the world when you feel like you don't have enough of whatever it is that you feel that you need. And so some of that is society, of course, telling us that we're not good enough. Your teeth aren't white enough. Your body's not this shape. Your hair's not this texture, like whatever that looks like. But some of that is just our brain. Like our brains were not designed to soothe us. Our brains were not designed to be a place of peace. I'm sure you've heard of the lizard brain. Our brains were largely designed just to keep us safe. And to our brain, safety means, oh girl, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. It's the fight, flight, or freeze when it comes to situations, because our brain is just trying to get us to the next day. So some things that the wellness industry has concocted to help us get out of this fight, flight, or freeze. Also to get us away from this feeling of lack, this feeling of I'm not experiencing what I want. I want this, I don't have this. I want this, I don't have this. I want this, I don't have this. The wellness industry talks about mindfulness. It talks about gratitude, also affirmations and mantras. It talks about visualizing the life that you want with feeling. So all of those are designed to take you out of a hypothetical future where things could go wrong, or your actual lived past experiences where things actually went wrong. They're meant to drive you into now, into this moment of whatever you're experiencing, like right now, like this moment right now, like this moment right now. Mindfulness, gratitude, affirmations or mantras and visualizing the life that you want. So those are excellent tools. I'd like to offer you another kind of tool that will help you to manage the day-to-day, the moment-to-moment, more so, thoughts that we have, so that these thoughts don't have time to make trouble in our lives. Essentially, what happens is, like, thoughts are like bullets, really. They ricochet through our lives and cause so much damage and so much harm right now. And a lot of times, because what is a belief? A belief is a thought that you think over and over again. A lot of times, because we are stuck there, we don't do anything that we could do because of that fight, flight, or freeze. So what I'm offering is an idea. This is the idea of managing your thoughts more in the moment, so that they don't have time to cause so much damage. They don't have time to cause so much harm. Because the truth is, so the thoughts that we have, we think that the voice inside our head is us. It's been with us for forever, and there's no reason we shouldn't trust it, right? But that voice is lying largely a lot of times to us. That voice is not telling the whole truth. And so this idea that I'm sharing with you is trying to help us to get to that point where we're telling the whole truth, tell the whole story, not just this one little piece that's keeping you small. So, yes, let's talk about a real life example. So would someone please share with me in the comments some area of life where you are looking for more clarity or more freedom, or I don't know, more ease? Can someone share with me, please, in the comments? And it could be any area, like I said, about money. It could be about your personal relationships, your romantic relationships. I don't know why I said personal, you know what I meant. Yes, girl. Fight, flight, or freeze will sabotage all your relationships. Thank you for that, Veggie. Hey, Cindy. Okay, so I'll just use an example of, let's say, romantic relationships, because I think finding balance in what area of life though? Like, I suppose in all areas, because that's what you're trying to balance. All right, I'll just assume that that's what it is. Okay, so finding balance. So what this looks like in real time is like engaging with the thought before it becomes the feeling, before it demotivates you, before it disempowers you from existing peacefully and from taking inspired action. What you say is, before I used to go full tilt. I used to work too much. I used to pour all of my energy into this or that. And I'm realizing that is because I was afraid. I was afraid of not having enough money. I was afraid of depending on others. I was afraid of not being able to provide for myself and for my family. So like, that's the work part, the parenting part. Because I was pouring so much of myself into my work, I was not able to spend the time that I wanted to with my child. And I know in my heart that is my goal. I know in my heart that is my priority. But because of the fear of not being able to do all the other stuff that we need to live, I deprioritize that and I put work before my child. When it comes to love, so because I was prioritizing work and then prioritizing my child, I said that I don't have time for relationships. I said that I don't have time to try and meet someone and go through all of that, getting to know one another and the dating and the lying and the heartbreak. And I've had so many bad experiences in the past, and I am not at this place in my life where I want to be vulnerable and I want to open up and do this and that with, I don't want to try again. And I don't have time because I'm really trying to focus on providing for myself, providing for my child. Life and me time. It has been more important for me to work, for me to provide, for me to spend time with my child. You know, my child is not going to be there forever. So like I'll have time at the end of whatever, end of the summer, end of the year to take some time for myself. I don't need time for myself right now. So those are some of the ways to engage a little bit. And to take it further, it's like, so that's more like acknowledging what is. You're acknowledging the reality of what has happened. So while your lizard brain is like, hey girl, you should be scared because taxes is high and this child is getting older, you're running out of time. Being an older woman, it's harder to find a man or a woman or a non-binary person. There's a lot that your lizard brain can say that will put you in that scarcity. But what you say to combat that, so this is the exercise. This is the monitoring your thoughts and trying to flip it so that you feel better about your life experience. Is saying, you know, before I did have that mindset. Before I was working from a place of fear, and I understand why I was working from a place of fear. But I understand now that I am able to, from a rooted place, from a grounded place, have the kind of interactions, have the kind of engagement, have the kind of activity that I want in my life. And that comes from me being centered. That comes not from me being a boat being thrown around in the ocean, but me having my feet firmly planted. And the ways that I'm going to do this are, I'm going to set better boundaries for work. I'm going to set better boundaries in my relationship with my child. I'm going to put myself out there, get on the dating apps, or I don't even know what people do. I don't know what people do these days, especially in these COVID-ass times that we living in. But I'm going to figure that part out. Girl, you got to take an ad out in the paper. I don't, whatever that looks like. And I am going to take time for myself because I understand that I'm the pyramid. Everything is built off of me. And if I don't have time with myself, as I have experienced, then everything else is going to fall. So I'm going to prioritize these things. I'm going to find a rhythm and a flow that works better for me. And that could look different from day to day. But I know that overall, which is the goal, overall, I'm going to help myself have the life experience that I want by balancing these things better. It's my priority. So it's acknowledging the past, it's acknowledging the pattern, it's seeing the pattern, being aware of the pattern, acknowledging it. And sometimes you have to say these things out loud, combating that program, combating that loop that's continuously running in your brain that's saying, girl, you should be scared because this and this and that. And do you remember in 1992? And it's just like, thank you, girl, for reminding me. Yes, I'm trying to sleep right now, but yes, I remember what happened in 1992. So it's like making that a habit, making that a practice, so that when you sit down to do something, that's not shaking you. The thoughts of what happened in 1992 are shaking you from being able to like move forward into 2021, the year of our Lord, so that you could be a rock star. So there are more pieces to this, and I want to talk about more of that in future sessions. But that's the idea and the practice that I wanted to offer you. being aware that the voice that you have in your head is not always your homegirl. She's really not. And being able to step outside of that. Some people use journaling. That's also a tool some people use. Voice notes. Some people do videos. Or just talking out loud to yourself. Some people also do mirror work. That's where you just like look in the mirror and you talk to yourself, kind of like on that Issa Rae tip. Not necessarily the rapping, but like definitely separating yourself from yourself so that you understand what the lizard is trying to do and what you today, right now, is trying to do. To be able to, like I said, move forward, have more peace and grace and love in your life. So the other parts that I want to talk about, which that'll be later, are experiencing the emotions that you want right now. And that is part of it, like counteracting those thoughts before they rock your boat from you being able to do the stuff you want to do. But also like, yes, feeling the emotions that you want to feel right now and how those emotions are always available to you. We talked about security, we talked about happiness, freedom, acceptance, worthiness, those types of feelings that we are often looking for that are outside of ourselves are actually accessible at any time. So I think we'll talk about that next week. So for now, let's do a little, what do you want to call it? Like a nice little practice. Thank you for that, Jade, by the way. Thank you very much for offering that. Let's do a little practice. So I want you to just like sit in your seat, or if you're laying down, that's fine too. But just be comfortable, just be relaxed. And you could put your phone down if you're holding your phone. You don't have to look at me, so you just relax. So just like feel your feet on the floor. See if you can feel the toes. See if you can feel the individual toes on the floor. And then let that awareness build up to your ankles. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale slowly. Exhale slowly. Try to let that inhale go deep down into your belly. Try to let that belly go. We're not trying to be models right now. Let that belly go. Nice big inhale into your belly. Do it again. Inhale. And a little exhale. So we've gotten the feet, ankles. Let's work up to the calf muscles and your knees. And you're just basically like having an awareness that they're there. You're getting out of your brain and into your body. Nothing special happening here. It's just noticing that they're still there. Your thighs. Become aware of your hips. And your midsection. This is a good time to take a nice deep breath again. Inhale, hold it. Exhale slowly. And we're going to travel on up to your shoulders. If you got some titties that jiggle, you can go ahead and shake them real quick. And your arms, your biceps going down to your forearms. Each of your 10 fingers, if you have all 10, give them a little wiggle. And traveling up the neck. And then your hair. Feel those follicles. And let's appreciate them because they're not glued down. Let's go into the face. You could feel your mouth and your nose, your eyes, and then lashes, your eyebrows. If you could wiggle your ears. So this is just like taking a moment to say, hey, I'm here. This is the only thing important that's happening right now. There's nothing to figure out, nothing to do, nothing to reminisce about, nothing to research, no planning I need to be doing in my head right now. I'm just being present. This is all there is to it. There's no way to screw this up. Even if you have a thought or two, that's perfectly fine. And understanding how impactful just a moment like this is to your wellness, to stop your speed racing car, trying to figure out your business, trying to figure out your life, to say there is value in existence. And that value serves the most important person, which is you right now. Nice big breath. Inhale all the way into the bottom of your toes. Slowly. Maybe we could do it for a count of 4. So exhale real quick. Now inhale slowly and we'll start on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's hold it for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do it again. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. I don't know if you have a practice of deep breathing. Most of the day we breathe shallowly, but that's something good, along with the body awareness, to help take you out of scheduling your social media and creating graphics and, delegating decisions, all that good stuff. But it is a good way to center yourself, come back from all of that busyness. So that is going to be Wellness Wednesday for today. So anybody have any questions or want something elaborated, or just have a comment about something?